You're obviously here because you want to know if you can actually host an event without using an event planner. And here's the deal. I'm not gonna be like making this video about bashing event planners because that's like not at all what I'm doing. I think having an event planner can be amazing, especially if you haven't ever done an event before. However, I will say that I have done most of my events without hiring an event planner. There's only one event that I did where I hired an event planner. And it was really valuable for me to have done that, to see what she does and how she does it and things like that. But I really love to be able to have a more lean business, only hire the super essential people, and then do other stuff myself or hire assistants or contractors to do it, where I can be a little bit more lean and just smart with my money. A lot of event planners are kind of really pricey, and it often doesn't make sense for me to hire an event planner if I'm looking to be as lean as possible, especially if I'm not looking to do a hardcore pitch and, do a hard sell and make, the goal is to make like, 6 figures or whatever, which is totally possible. One of my clients, Amber, was able to make 6 figures in one day from hosting an event, and that is an amazing, amazing goal. But a lot of my events are not really done with that purpose. It's more that I would do my events for more brand building, really, and because I want to. So, can you host an event without an event planner? The short answer is yes. So the first thing is you need to identify how big is this event? How involved is this event? So if it's a really simple type of event, like you're doing a retreat or you're doing a small workshop where there really isn't a lot of like details and elements and there's really nothing complicated with it, do you really need extra support? I mean, probably not. I have done my workshops, my retreats without hiring any event planning or anything like that. I've done it all myself just by, I've attended them before, so I knew what it involves, and I was able to kind of use common sense to do that. With that said, if you're planning on doing a bigger event or anything that's a little bit more involved, where there's more moving pieces, like you have speakers and this and that and AV and all these different things, it might make sense for you to hire an event planner, especially if it's your first event. And I did hire an event planner for my very first event that I did by myself. So that was my first bigger event. I still only got like maybe 25 people only. I mean, that's still a pretty good number. I got 25 people, was my own event. I did it in Chicago in like 2016, but I did hire an event planner mainly because I had no idea how to talk to hotels, how to get hotel contracts. Any of that was just like, whoa, it was way out of my league. I just did not know what to do. Having hired this event planner, I was able to learn how this process looks like. There's a lot of negotiation that has to happen. You talk to a lot of these venues and you just like, there's the food and beverage and there's this and there's that. And having worked with an event planner, my first solo event, I was able to learn a lot. So if you are planning on doing that, I do encourage you to actually work with with an event planner for the first time, unless you're doing it with someone that's already done an event before and you have a team as well. Because if you're doing a bigger event, even if you're not hiring an event planner, you're still going to benefit from having some kind of a team there, whether it's an assistant or, volunteers or what have you. The event that I just did back in January 2020, I did mainly by myself. I planned out everything. I made everything possible. I did not have an assistant getting me deals or anything like that, or sponsors and things like that. And I'll be honest, like it was a lot of work. It was so many hats I had to have on, and I actually dropped a lot of balls because of it, because it's just not my specialty. However, the event that I did last year, January 2019, for the first official Harvey and Live event, I did it myself and I was able to get my own contracts and everything, but I had an assistant that I hired that was able to talk to the hotels a little bit, and she was able to get me sponsors, and even just focusing on getting like in-kind sponsors and things like that, like was a huge relief for me. And just being able to manage everything, it was just a lot easier. So I will say that the biggest thing that you need to be aware of is that when you're doing your own event, you're going to have to figure everything out, like the agenda and who's talking when, especially if you have speakers on board, if you're getting sponsors, when people are going on, like all the different elements of an event. And especially if you're doing a bigger event where there is like just more moving pieces, even if you're not hiring an event planner, you're going to have staff on board. And I had volunteers, thank goodness. And if you have a bigger audience, you might actually be able to find some volunteers that are willing to come because they want to be there and they don't want to pay for a ticket, but they're willing to invest their time instead to help you. And that can be a really, really great benefit. But other times you actually have to hire people to do a lot of the things, like doing registration and making sure everything's on track and making sure that people know when their time is up when they're speaking on stage, and doing mic running in a lot of these things. And if you're not using an event planner, you're going to have to make sure that you have the plan for everything every single day. You know who's going on at what exact time, when the breaks are happening. And if you've never done an event before, or you've never been behind the scenes of an event before, it's going to be really challenging. I was able to get that experience by having worked with an event planner before, and I was speaking at several different events. So I've seen a little bit of the behind the scenes of how it might look like when you have a team, and like what are the different elements that are involved. You know, there's this person and this person trying to talk to the hotel, and there's just a lot of things you need to keep in mind. So especially if you're looking to keep it like as chill as possible for yourself, hiring people is going to be a great fit. However, like I said, in the last 2 events I did not hire an event planner, and it was because I was willing to find the contracts, I was willing to negotiate, and I've learned that you have to negotiate. So I was talking to a lot of my friends who have done events. I've learned a lot of like industry tips and tricks and things like that to be able to get better deals, and like what is a good number to get for a specific event size, and you know, how much money should you be spending on different things, and like how much should you negotiate, just a lot of different things that I just had no idea. And I'm still not an expert in running events, you guys. This is not something I'm like super ultra expert. I can tell you what happened in my experience, but I can't tell you everything because I don't know everything. So I am just sharing with you why I decided to go without an event planner. It's because I wanted to save that extra few $1,000s and do things myself. Honestly, for me, because I was looking to make my event as lean as possible and to make it easier for me to be profitable, because the event was already quite pricey, it just didn't really make sense for me to hire an event planner. I would have rather had an assistant plus volunteers and then figure everything else myself, because it just made more sense to me financially. With all that said, I think you guys already understand what I'm trying to say here. It is always going to depend on the kind of event you have, how many people you're looking to get, if it's simple or if it's complicated, and all that good stuff. But with all that said, I'm curious to hear what you're taking away from this entire video. I would love, love, love to see you subscribe into my YouTube channel, because I am looking to release as many videos as possible about helping you grow your business, and I would love to help you. So hit that subscribe button, do the notification bell thingy so that you can actually be notified when I'm releasing those videos, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah.